Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Bonjour, Osio, Assalamu Alaikum, Konnichiwa. This your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another one. Black's Law Dictionary, back at it again. And special shout out and thanks to like the 4 subscribers who are always watching my videos. I really do appreciate that watch time. All right, let's jump into it. Hopefully everything is clear, everything is legible, it's bright enough. Don't forget you can pause the video and read more of the definitions at your leisure. But firstly, I want to jump into this one. All right, bank. I thought this was very, very interesting. All right, a bench or seat. The bench of justice, the bench or tribunal occupied by the judges, the seat of judgment, a court. All right, it's very important. Bank, a court, the full bench or full court, the assembly of all judges of a court. All right, so it's clearly stating that a bank is a court. All right, so whenever you go to court, money is being dealt with, funds is being dealt with. All right, and what else has a bank? A river, when it has to deal with water. All right, talking like maritime law here. All right, the friend is on that flag. Admiralty law, you know, the laws of the seas, the laws of the water. All right, and currency as well, like current, like the current of water. Currency is also, you know, money exchange, money moving. Let's check this out. Barrister. All right, in English law, an advocate, a counselor. All right, learned in the law, who has been admitted to plead at the bar, and who is engaged in conducting the trial or argument of causes. All right, now check out this part right here I have highlighted. To be distinguished from an attorney. All right, a barrister and attorney are not the same. All right, it says engaged in conducting a trial and argument of causes, and it says attorney, look, who draws the pleadings, prepares the testimony, and conducts matters out of court. You see that? Attorneys conduct work out of court, outside of court matters. Barristers operate inside of the court. All right, did you know that difference? All right, check it out. All right, bear arms. All right, so Second Amendment, right to bear arms. What does it mean? Bearing arms. To keep arms as weapons and with reference to their military use, not to wear them about the person as part of the dress. All right, so not just carrying them around as accessories to clothing, to attire, you know, actually carrying them in order to be as the way they're supposed to be used, right? As applied to firearms includes the right to load and shoot them and to use them as such things are generally used. See what I mean? Generally used, the general use for these things, not just like I said, carrying them around, not to wear them about the person as part of like a dress. You know, that's not what we're talking about here. So Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms and to have a well organized and regulated militia. All right, so the first part is to keep, is to bear arms. Now I want to go this part to keep. All right, we're gonna be a keep here. So bear arms, keep and bear arms. What does it mean? Right here, keep. To have or retain in one's power or possession, not to lose or part with. All right, so you don't lose it or part with it. It remains in your power and your possession, and to preserve or retain. All right, when they say keep and bear arms, that's our right. All right, our right to keep them, to have and retain one's power in your possession, and not to lose part of it, and to preserve and retain. All right, keep and bear arms. That seems very, very simple to me. All right, moving along here. All right, back at it. Hopefully you can see everything. Hopefully everything is legible. Piracy, I thought this one was interesting. Goes along with bank. All right, in criminal law, a robbery or forcible depredation on the high seas without lawful authority, done animo furandi, in the spirit and intention of universal hostility. All right, so that's piracy on the high seas. All right, and then it says this is the definition of this offense by the laws of nation, and that's to be differentiated from the other use for piracy. Right, the term is also applied to the illicit reprinting or reproduction of a copyrighted book or print, or to unlawfully plagiarism from it. All right, two different kinds of piracy. One is like high seas robbery. Don't forget, in courts are banks are courts, and money is being moved around, currency. All right, and it's the law of the high seas, maritime law, admiralty law. So when you're going to court, technically piracy is being used against us. And then it says, what about pirates? It says pirata esta hoste humana generis. Look, a pirate is an enemy of the human race. This is pirate, a person who lives by piracy, one guilty of the crime of piracy. A sea robber, look, who to enrich himself by subtlety. In court, they use words of art, subtly robbing you, or open force. All right, don't they use force? Don't they have people with arms and vests enforcing their rules? All right, open force, subtlety or open force, set upon setteth upon merchants and others trading by sea, despoiling them of their loading, and sometimes bereaving them of their life and sinking their ships. All right, so when you're out here and you're moving and you're operating, and they pull you into these court systems, they pull you into their jurisdictions, their admiralty law, their maritime law, they're operating in piracy, fam. They're pirates, especially when they take you out of your proper person. All right, hopefully this made sense to you. This your brother Zach Bay. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Another episode of Black's Law Dictionary. Peace.